Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. The Panasonic G7, since I guess technically updated with the G85, which is what I'm shooting this with, and I love that little guy, I still have a big soft spot in my heart for the G7 because it's an amazing little camera and perhaps the best value 4K camera out there right now. So there's no wonder that it's still very popular. A lot of people still buying it, still using it. I recommend it to people if you're looking for the best low-cost alternative. And when I say low cost, I'm not inferring any inferior results, because you're getting top-notch results. In fact, pretty much going to be comparable to, except in extreme situations and maybe some flexibility and things. But I mean, in a situation like this where I got controlled lighting, if I was shooting with the G85 and I was shooting with the G7, and I process it the same way, and the lighting's decent, so I'm not just shooting at high ISO, I would challenge you. I wouldn't probably be able to see the difference in the video output at 4K. I'm not saying the G85 doesn't have advantages and features and all sorts of stuff that I wouldn't like, but I'm saying that in a lot of situations, the G7 is equal to what the output could be from something like a G85, which is saying a lot. Not taking away from the G85, I'm just saying how amazing the G7 is. Or conversely, the G85 is a very good value too, just not as good of a bang for your buck for what you can get the G7 for right now. We have somebody writing in. This is what precipitated this line of thought. Chris is writing in, YouTube user. So what would be a nice cheap way to get the best bang for buck out of a micro four thirds lens? Something better than the kit lens on a G7. So in other words, I take that to mean he wants to know if you have a G7 or G85 or GX8 or any of the cameras like that, how can you step up your lens to get, you're basically wanting to look for, like we do in any camera system, the best bang for your buck, the best value lens, which is going to give us the most, the sharpest, best resolution, best picture we can get for the least amount of money, the best return on our investment. I would suggest to you that 2 primes from Panasonic are the way to go here. One would be my favorite, the 42.5 f1.7 from Panasonic. It's a beautiful lens, and it is sharp. I would say this is probably one of the best 85s I've ever shot, and I've heard other people say this as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful lens. It's image stabilized too, so you could do a lot worse than that lens, and it's gonna make your photos and your video shine. It's gonna eke out all the goodness you can get out of that sensor, out of that camera on the G7 or the G85, the GH5, whatever. It's a great, great lens. Conversely, a little less expensive, a little wider, but gives you basically a standard 50. The 25mm, the Panasonic 25mm f1.7, which I think I bought one for $99 when they had a crazy sale on a year ago at Christmas or something. It still can be had for a very inexpensive price, under $200 usually. And again, just a great performing lens. It's essentially a 50 with the 2x crop factor, and that's what it was brought out for, to give them a solid 50 offering. And it's an f1.7, so it's fast. It's a good low light lens. It's very sharp, has good characteristics. It's just a great lens. So I would say one of those two. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? One of those two? Is that how you would eke out the best quality on a G7, G85, any of the micro four thirds cameras? Or is there something else you would use? I mean, if you got more money, if you're not looking just for the best value as far as the best bang for your buck, and again, arguably, for the money, in a zoom, the way to go is the 1235 f2.8. But it's not as inexpensive as going with either of those primes. But it's a very, very versatile f2.8 constant aperture zoom, and I love it, and I use that a lot. That's what I'm shooting with right now. However, for a little less money, you can get probably, arguably, even better image quality out of one of those 2 primes. But what do you guys think? What would you do? Let me know in the comments below. Let's help out Chris. Thanks for your question, Chris. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.